Command your resilience, rise from every fall. Because every stumble is a stepping stone, every defeat a forge, and every scar a badge of the warrior who refuses to break. You're not here to cower under life's hammer, to let failure bury your dreams. You're here to rise, to wield your will like a tempest, to carve a legacy that echoes through the ages. Picture a boy named Dwight D. Eisenhower, born in 1890 in Denison, Texas, where the plains stretched endless and his family wrestled poverty, his early years a blur of hardscrabble labor and unyielding resolve. At 20, he faced rejection from West Point, his dreams of military glory dashed. Yet his spirit burned with a fire no setback could quench. Feel that power surge within you. Eisenhower's path isn't a faded echo, it's a war drum thundering in your chest. Your mind is the first battlefield where victory is forged, and right now, you're letting it grow weak. You're drowning in excuses, the soul-crushing job that saps your fire, the debts that choke your hope, the failures that sneer you're finished. Silence them. Your mindset isn't your prison, it's your empire, and you've let it crumble under doubt's relentless assault. Eisenhower didn't let rejection define him. He let it sharpen him. The Texas heat, the jeers of wealthier peers, the struggle to feed his family. They didn't crush him, they steeled him. Picture him at 20 in a dusty Kansas field, sweat dripping as he worked to plow, his West Point letter a crumpled rejection in his pocket, his father's voice a low growl. Try again, boy. While Dwight's mind raced, plotting a new assault. You're surrounded by the wreckage of your fears. Gather the shards, hammer them into blades, and reclaim your throne. Rise each dawn with a hunger that devours despair, a resolve that melts every barrier into molten strength. Command your thoughts with the fury of a storm. Turn every wound into a medal of war, and let your mindset be the crucible where your resilience is born. You're not a captive of your past. You're its conqueror, a warrior destined to rule the heights. Steel hardens with belief, the unshakable force that turns dreams into triumphs. Eisenhower believed in a future where discipline conquered chaos, where a farm boy could lead nations. At 21, after West Point's rejection, he believed a second chance could come. Enrolling at West Point through persistence, his nights spent studying, the flicker of a lantern his only light. That belief drove him to excel, graduating in 1915, his hands steady, his mind a fortress. By 1942, he believed in victory over Hitler, commanding Allied forces, his belief a wildfire. The world scoffed, called him a nobody, a farmer with no rank, but Eisenhower's faith burned brighter. It propelled him to D-Day in 1944, turning tides with a single order, his legacy a beacon. You're letting doubt erode you now, wondering if you're enough, if your dreams are too grand, if the world will ever see your strength. Shatter that rust. Belief isn't a fragile hope, it's a thunderclap that splits the earth, a certainty that draws triumph to you like a magnet. Believe you're a titan, a shaper of destinies, a force of nature, and let that conviction roar through your veins, driving you with a momentum no fall can stop. You're not here to waver, you're here to prevail. Momentum sharpens with clarity, the piercing light that cuts through the haze of distraction. Eisenhower didn't chase every fleeting whim. He focused on one vision: military mastery and global peace. After early postings stalled in the 1920s, he saw the flaw. Scattered efforts wouldn't elevate him. He honed his clarity, mastering strategy at Fort Leavenworth, his mind a laser cutting through noise. Picture him in 1926 in a Kansas classroom, the air thick with chalk dust, his voice firm. We plan to win, not to survive. That clarity drove him to lead North Africa in 1942, to D-Day in 1944, shaping victory. You're lost in chaos now, scrolling endlessly, chasing scattered goals, letting the world's clamor shred your focus. Halt it. Define your aim with a precision that sets your spirit ablaze, a target so vivid you can feel its weight, taste its triumph. Clarity isn't a gentle wish, it's your compass, your anchor in the storm. Eisenhower knew his course. Do you? Set it now, and let it guide you like a beacon piercing the blackest night. You're not here to drift, you're here to rule. Beacons ignite vision, the blazing horizon that turns ambition into legacy. Eisenhower saw a future where war ended in peace, where Allied strength rebuilt a shattered world, a vision so vast it silenced the doubters. In 1942, commanding North Africa, he envisioned victory over Rommel, a dream mocked by generals who called it impossible. Picture him in 1943, in a Tunisian tent, the air thick with sand, his maps spread, his team wary, the battle raging, yet his vision held, the dawn a promise of triumph. That vision drove him through day's chaos, the 1944 beaches a crucible, through nights where he walked alone, the war's weight on his shoulders. By 1953, as president, his vision shaped NATO, a peace enduring. You're stumbling in the dimness of indecision, lift your eyes. See your future ablaze with victory, every peak you'll conquer, every dream you'll seize, every life you'll touch, as if it's already yours. Vision isn't a fleeting escape. It's the blueprint of your rise, the canvas you paint with your soul's fire. Visualize it, breathe it, live it. Because what you see with unyielding clarity, you'll conquer with relentless might. You're not here to imagine, you're here to create. Might pulses with purpose, the heartbeat that drives every titan. Eisenhower's purpose wasn't glory. It was to unite for peace, to prove leadership could heal, to lift a world from war. He saw the Great Depression's ruin, the war's carnage, his brother's death, and vowed to change it. That purpose fueled his 1920s studies, driving him to command in 1942, leading North Africa. Picture him in 1944 on a Normandy cliff, the air thick with gunfire, his voice steady. We fight for peace. A mission that rallied troops. That purpose turned day into a turning point, shaping a free world. You're searching for meaning now, waiting for purpose to strike. Stop waiting. Unearth the flame in your core, the mission that sets your blood ablaze, the cause you'll defend when all hope fades. Purpose isn't a puzzle to solve, it's the inferno that powers your charge, the war cry that resounds with every step. Find it, let it consume you, because a life without purpose is a flicker in the gale, while yours is a blaze that will transform the world. You're not here to linger, you're here to ignite. Blazes demand discipline, the iron will that turns embers into empires. Eisenhower didn't lead with ease, he led with discipline, working 16-hour days, pushing his mind and body to the brink. At 21 at West Point, he disciplined himself to excel, running drills, his hands blistered, his focus unyielding. In 1944, planning day, he honned logistics, his office a war room, sleep a luxury. Picture him in 1943, in a London bunker, the air thick with tension, his voice a command. Every detail counts. The map's his guide. You're tempted by ease now, the snooze button's lure, the endless scroll, the path of least resistance. Shatter it. Rise each morning with a warrior's rage, carve your destiny with every disciplined strike. Let it be the spine of your ascent. Discipline isn't a chain, it's your rebellion, the crown you seize when weakness falls. Master it, because discipline is the foundation of every legend, and you were born to stand among them. Foundations strike with action, the raw power that builds worlds from ruin. Eisenhower didn't just dream. He acted, reapplying to West Point at 21, leading in North Africa in 1942, launching D-Day in 1944, shaping peace as president in 1953. You're frozen by fear now, failure looming, judgment cutting, the unknown taunting. Break free. Charge with the fury of a storm. Every step a declaration of your might, every move a brick in your empire. Action isn't a timid plan, it's the thunder that shapes your reality, the hammer that forges your world. Strike now, because every moment you delay is a kingdom lost to defeat. You're not here to plan, you're here to conquer. Thunder glows with gratitude, the light that turns wounds into weapons. Eisenhower spoke of his struggles with gratitude, not bitterness. The rejection taught him persistence, the war's losses deepened his resolve. The criticism fueled his fire. He thanked his wife Mimi, his mentors. Picture him in 1944, after D-Day, addressing troops, his voice soft, "We owe this to each other." You're cursing your battles now, poverty that bites, heartbreak that stings, loss that lingers. Transform them. Every scar, every triumph, every breath, wear it as a warrior's medal, proof of your survival. Gratitude isn't weakness, it's the fire that turns your past into power, the lens that reveals the gold in your struggles. Embrace it, because the storms that forged you are the sparks that lift you higher. You're not here to resent, you're here to rise. Sparks bend with adaptability, the flow that turns obstacles into victories. When North Africa stalled in 1942, Eisenhower adapted, shifting tactics. In 1953, as president, he adapted to Cold War tensions, forging NATO. The world shifts beneath you now. Jobs vanish, markets twist, life evolves. Ride it. You're not a rock to shatter, you're a river carving new paths through stone. Adaptability isn't compromise, it's your evolution. The skill that keeps you soaring. Flow, grow, because the future yields to those who adapt, and you were born to lead. You're not here to resist, you're here to reshape. Leadership thrives on resilience, the unbreakable core that turns pain into power. Eisenhower faced West Point's rejection, the 1942 setbacks, the 1944 invasion's toll, yet rose. Life will strike, betrayal will cut, failure will bruise, despair will claw. Will you shatter? No, you'll rise. Forged stronger, a titan crowned by struggle. Resilience isn't survival, it's your reign, the force that turns scars into scepters. Stand tall, because you were born to rule your storms. You're not here to fall, you're here to rise. Reins sharpen with learning, the hunger that keeps your edge lethal. Eisenhower didn't start as a general. He learned, studying strategy, mastering leadership, growing through war. He learns daily, pushing boundaries. You're resting on old wisdom, ignite your thirst. Hunt knowledge like a predator, every lesson a blade, every mistake a forge. Learning isn't a task, it's your evolution, the fire that keeps you ahead. Seek it, because those who stop learning fall first. You're not here to stagnate, you're here to ascend. Ascension burns with purpose revisited, the flame that breaks every chain. Eisenhower's purpose healed, guided him through war. Hold fast, let it lead you. Purpose is your destiny, lead. Flame forges resilience again, the steel that withstands every gale. Eisenhower rose through rejections, battles, each scar a triumph. Rise, reign with resilience. Reigns demand learning, the hunger that builds your legacy. Eisenhower's growth inspires. Resist stopping, grow. Learning crowns you, soar. Wisdom strikes with resilience, the force that turns blows to victories. Eisenhower's path proves resilience eternal. Conquer trials, rule. Ruling pulses with learning, the edge that keeps you eternal. Eisenhower's hunger lifted him. Grow, fly. Flight ignites with resilience commanded, falls conquered. Eisenhower's journey shows the way. You're a storm, rise.